Hey folks, how's it going? It is Skep here for week 2 of the INT Draft League, coach of the West Coast Valiants, as you all know, up against Just Lucas, coach of the Paradise Protocol here for week 2. Thank you so much to them for the match. Let's hop right into the battle without any further delay. Alrighty, folks, here we are jumping right into week 2 of the INT. I am, of course, Skep, coach of the West Coast Valiants, and I bet the entire farm on my opponent bringing Hazard's Deoxys Speed to week 2 of the INT, and I completely forgot that Deoxys Speed had stats in other stats, I guess. I did not think even for a second about offensive Deoxys Speed. So I have Anti-Hazard's Grim Snarl with no screens but Taunt, Thunderwave, Parting Shot, and Sucker Punch. And we have Altari 2600 to deal with the Registeel and Mandibuzz. Perish Song, max defense, max HP, Perish Song, Fire Spin, Rest with Natural Cure. It's rough. And then we have Setup Flygon with Loaded Dice, Dragon Dance. For once we remove the defensive stuff, surely Terra Steel Flygon can set up in front of Qrem, who definitely is not also going to be running Setup Dragon Dance. So let's see what they have. They've got Bonk here. The second they led Ogerpon, I was like, oh, I think I probably read the team wrong. But at least I can Thunderwave this thing, because surely they're expecting screens. So we go for Thunderwave and miss. And at that point, I know it's over. It's just fucking over, folks. That's not true, but it's not a good start. We're going to lose a ton of HP on this guy for absolutely no reason. Leftovers probably revealing that we are, in fact, not screens. I'm going to go for Parting Shot just to pivot, but that's probably a pretty obvious play. They're going to withdraw their Ogerpon and send out Salvation, which is not what I like to see, because Prankster, when you're using a move that would affect the enemy Pokemon, fails when used against a Dark type. So they're going to get a free-ass U-turn off here, unless I go for Sucker Punch, which is a horrible idea. So I figure we'll go into this thing, just because if they do stay in, try to go for like a Toxic or something, we can Perish Trap it. So we're going to go to Altari 2600, but they make the incredibly obvious play and go for U-turn. So they just get a free switch into their Qrem here, I believe is what they go for. Really not something we want to see. They're definitely going to go for what I expect to be an Ice Beam. So I think what's, our best switch into an Ice Beam? We kind of don't really have one, honestly. Because my Ice Resist is also my sweeper. I did not draft I did not draft a great team for defense, which is something I didn't really think about. I was just like, let's just grab a fuck ton of sweepers. Surely this can't go wrong. So I should have just sacked off Altari 2600 and then just trusted Banded Sneasler and Quart Kint to be able to put in work. Same with Dragon Dance Flygon, but I'm like, no, I'm scared of the fucking Mandibuzz. I have to Perish Trap it. So I just send out one of my guys to just take a fuck ton of damage for no goddamn reason. And then we send out Sneasler. I know Sneasler's not going to die because we have some HP in this thing and its special defense isn't bad. But then they throw out an Icicle Spear. Like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, it's also Dragon Dance Loaded Dice. That's really bad. I did not expect this to be a setup mon. They could have gotten, if they Dragon Dance there, they probably just won the game. So I am going to expect them to switch into Mandibuzz here on an obvious close combat. And behold, my only correct play. I get the prediction right and click Switcheroo, which is, I wish I was Choice Scarf now instead of Choice Band, because now that Mandibuzz gets to fire off banded fucking foul plays. Yep, there he goes. No more Qrem. And what comes out but Mandibuzz? That's literally the best case scenario for me. So we go for Switcheroo, and then I'm just going to fire off a Dire Claw. Getting the heavy-duty boots from the Mandibuzz doesn't even really come into play because neither of us, I think, brought hazards this week, unless that's Stealth Rock Registeel. We are living the Choice Band U-turn. Things you love to see. And we're in a pretty rough spot. I need my Sneasler basically has a relevant HP. We just need it to deal enough damage to Registeel and Rhyperior to where Iron Moth can finish both of them off. And here comes Neogenesis. I fucking swore this thing would be hazards. So I go, I'm not going to U-turn because I know it's faster. I go into Grimmsnarl immediately. You're like, this is the clearest Psycho boost of the universe. But then when I send out Grimmsnarl, I am in for the shock of my life when I realize they will in fact not be putting Stealth Rock on my side of the field. They're just going to click Superpower, and that's going to kill this thing. They're going to lose attack, and they're going to lose defense. And then Grimmsnarl dies. What a shame. But we see the Life Orb, and now I'm like, oh, I lose the game. Because I was so down bad for Hazard's Deoxys Speed that I did not bring any priority on this team besides Sucker Punch. So now my only win condition is the speed-boosting Iron Moth, which I do not think kills from this range of HP, because it's not like... It doesn't have no bulk. It has decent defensive stats. So my win condition now is to lower this thing to Life Orb chip and then hope that Quark Kent can clean up. But I think that was the turn I lost this match, was the second I lost my Grimmsnarl in the face of an actually offensive Deoxys Speed. Now I'm going to Terra Steel expecting a Psychic move, and I am going to go for a Dragon Dance. Just expecting that we probably maybe live an unboosted special attack. We certainly live an Ice Beam. And hopefully our Dragon Dance can do something. They send out Salvation, which is not what I really wanted to see, because I don't think we kill it. Our win condition here is like hoping that somehow we are actually the strongest Flygon in the world and we kill with Stone Edge, which doesn't happen. Otherwise, it's relying on a Thunder Wave paralysis, which some would argue that I deserved since I missed my turn 1 Thunder Wave, meaning that Grimmsnarl didn't actually get to make a single lick of progress against my opponent's team. I essentially was playing 5-6 and not in the way that like Hyper Offense plays 5-6, where like they set up screens or something. No, my Grimmsnarl missed a Thunder Wave and then died on the switch in. So that's not ideal. We're gonna go ahead and just give up, really. But my best move here is to click Stone Edge. Like, I don't want to switch anything into a foul play. I could switch Iron Moth, but then what? I revealed Dragon Dance for no value. I think we need to just, I need to just Stone Edge this thing. That's good damage, but they do not get paralyzed. I'm +1. Their Choice Banded Flygon is dead. And so there is, my setup sweeper's down. All I have to outspeed the Deoxys Speed is Quark Kent. I probably should have sent out Ogerpon here, just because, like, I definitely kill with Ivy Cudgel, but I'm not Trailblaze, so I think Ogerpon actually probably was the best play here. What just a rough game. I played this part really poorly. I think I was steamed over losing my Flygon without having to end Grimmsnarl after not making much progress. In hindsight, I think Ogerpon was the better play here. Like, nothing wants to take an Ivy Cudgel. I think what I thought was, like, we need the chance for a special attack boost, which of course I don't get. So we're just not in a good spot here. And at this point in the game, I have nothing that outspeeds Deoxys Speed, and I'm going to have to take a hit with whatever I bring in. I need sturdy Ogerpon to win the game from there, which isn't going to happen. So I'm just all the way out of contention at this point, but you can't scoop in 6v6s, but I don't think I have a win condition at this point of the match. Obvious play here is the Terra Flying. I even knew that, but I figured I was dying in one hit and everything. I wonder if I would have made more progress if I clicked Sludge Wave and then not clicked Swords Dance with Sneasler, which is what I end up doing. So, like, the sturdy gets broken anyway. Just a not good game for me here. Yeah, Sneasler doesn't have priority. Neither does Ogerpon. I mean, I'm not going to put fucking Quick Attack on this thing. I should have brought Weavile. I did not think Weavile was going to be super good because my logic was that... I don't know what my logic was. I just didn't look at Weavile as the offensive threat that it clearly was. Like, it's still slower than Deoxys Speed, but Ice Shard is a move that is good outside of exclusively one Pokemon. Like, Ice Shard's just always good. And, like, it's neutral against their water type. So we're going to just hit him with an Ivy Cudgel. Really stupid play. I should have just swung the Cudgel. I don't think I would have killed it in one hit. But, like, I don't know. I don't think there was a play there. I think I should have killed the Mandibuzz with Ogerpon. That probably would have switched things up. I could have... they probably would have sent in... They definitely would have sent in... Wouldn't have sent in Q-Rem. But yeah, I think... Yeah, this is just not a good... not a good match for me. I played really poorly. I didn't know what I was doing at any point of the game. And so I just sort of was flailing around trying to figure out how to make progress at which point in the game, and then just completely reading my opponent's team wrong. Like, obviously, you're going to... When your team is, like, already faster than mine, you're not going to need, like, Deoxys hazards. So, like, I should have read the offensive Deoxys Speed. Had I done that, I would have put Weavile on the team for sure. Probably even scarfed it so I could hit it with a knockoff. But yeah, just I had mistakes in this game. Just made mistakes in the team builder, in the match itself. Not a good showing for the West Coast Valiants. We'll just wrap up the game here as every single one of my Pokemon slowly dies. There goes Sneasler. We're just going to take another bit of chip damage to bring it down on its health bar. I'm just going to go for like a fire spin because I think it'd be funny. They're going to withdraw and send out Iced Out. They do need to go for the Dragon Dance on this Mon, just because they are still slower than Ogerpon. How funny would it be if I got a double switch? The answer, not very, because I kill this thing and then lose anyway. But I do reveal to be Perish Trap Altari. That was very important. I need to show my opponent just how much I was cooking with this Tier 2 Pokemon. Ogerpon's coming out, and we're just going to die to a faster Kyurem and get 4-0'd in a decisive manner. This was not good, folks. Not a good showing for the West Coast Valiants. Good game to my opponent, coach of the Paradise Protocol, who is moving on this week to... what is it? 2-0. Thank you very much for the match, and thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.